So you see how that worked? The Bible explained the Bible. No guessing. Guessing is bad, friends. If you got to guess at what God is saying, stop. Stop. Go do some homework. Study the book some more. And then when you find the answer in the book, confirmed in a minimum of 2 places, then you can move on. All right, so that's what Daniel saw, and that's what Daniel was doing. So he says right here, now watch. He came to the Ancient of Days, just like I showed you over in Philippians. Yeah, these clouds. The day here are the clouds. The clouds did something. They brought him near before him after the resurrection. Then to him was given dominion and glory that all people, nations, and tongues and all this stuff should serve him. And he gets this dominion. Same thing he said over in the book of Philippians that he did not say in Psalm 113. So you see what's going on here? The Bible answered part of this question in Psalm 113. And I can go to other places and give you the same answer in more detail. But I gave you 2 witnesses. Now, what does this cloud thing look like? I'll show you in one place. You can go see the other one over in Exodus, but I'll show you probably the best place to look at it and see a great detail of what the cloud actually looked like over here in the book of Ezekiel. Some of you already know where I'm going because you've seen me explain this before. But look, this is what the cloud looked like so that you guys can see it right here. All right. So Ezekiel says, now it came to pass in the 13th year in the 4th month, on the 5th day of the month, as I was among the captives of Israel, when Babylon took the Jews to Babylon by the Reba Shebar, that the heavens were open and I saw visions of God. Wait a minute. Yes, he's seen the same person, Christ. On the 5th day of the month, which was in the 5th year of King Jehoiachin's captivity, the word of the Lord came expressly to Ezekiel the priest. Look, here's the cloud. Then I looked, and behold, a whirlwind, a tornado, was coming out of the north, that is, up. A great, what? What was it? A cloud. What did that cloud look like? A raging fire engulfing itself. So did it look like one of these white puffy things? Nope. Did it look like a dark storm cloud? No. What did it look like? It looked like the Shekinah glory of the Most High God. It looked like 2 tornadoes on fire enfolding and engulfing on itself. It was bright. It was all around. It was radiating. See? Out of the midst of the fire. That's what it looked like. And if you keep coming down, he goes here. And these seraphim look like lightning. They move so fast. So he goes on. He starts talking about this throne that showed up. And on the likeness of the throne, he saw what? Wait a minute. He's seeing God. But what do he see? He sees a man. The same man Daniel saw. That was above it. Also, the appearance of this man had a waist. Upon I saw he had a color of amber with the appearance of what? Fire all around him. And then he goes from his waist down. What happened? He's on fire again. So you have this cloud around this man, and he's inside, and he's on fire. Friend, that's the glory of the Most High God. You're going to just walk into his presence. Good luck with that one. So this was the appearance, a rainbow cloud. This was the appearance of the likeness of the glory of the Lord. So let's go back. Now that we've seen this, I want to show you how that matches up with what John now sees. All right. So he goes and he says, "Hey, look, Jesus says, I'm Alpha and Omega, the beginning and the end, and who is and who was and who is to come." Jesus claimed to be the Almighty. So John says, "Hey, look, I was John, both your brother and companion in the tribulation of and kingdom and patience of Jesus Christ was on the isle let's call Patmos." Now, let me I'm gonna come back to Patmos. For the word of the Lord, for the testimony of Jesus Christ. I was in the spirit. What do you mean he was in the spirit? That is, the spirit caught him up, friends. Spirit caught him up. It doesn't mean that he had some trans whatever and he teleported. No, friend. It simply means he was like Daniel, he seen visions. On the Lord's day. Now, what's the Lord's day? Folks, listen. This goes back to a prophecy that the Lord Jesus gave to John. Actually gave it to Peter. Okay, on what? The day of the Lord. This isn't Sunday. So let me help you. John is actually seeing the second coming. What is that? That is the day of the Lord. He's not talking about Sunday, man. Everybody know that. John wouldn't have any clue what day it is. He was on the Isle of Patmos. He had lost all sense of time. Why? Because he was in a dungeon. Listen, you need to go back and do some study on dungeons in Roman times. Didn't have any light, friends. So he wouldn't know whether it was day or night. He would definitely lose track of time. All right. Now, let's go look at what John is talking about. Again, don't guess. Let the Bible speak for itself and let it explain itself for you. You don't have to do this. Okay? And we're in the last chapter of John, John 21. Look what he says here. All right. Now they're having this conversation, right? So Jesus is restoring Peter because Peter denied him. So he asked Peter 3 times the same question. He said, "Hey, Peter, do you love me?" "Yeah, I love you, Lord." And the Lord asked him again, "Peter, you love me?" "Yeah." Then the Lord asked him again, "Peter, do you love me?" And Peter get aggravated. And the Lord told him, "Hey, feed my sheep." All right. Now, God tells him how he's going to die. And Peter understands what Jesus is telling him. But then Peter does something typical of Peter. Then Peter, his character, turning around. Now here's God just restoring Peter back to the perfect fellowship he had before. And he does something stupid again. Saw the disciple whom Jesus loved. Who is he talking about? He's talking about John. Following him in Peter, who also leaned on his breast at supper. And Peter said, and he asked Jesus. Now look at this, folks. "Lord." That was blasphemy for a Jew to call a man a Lord. So Peter had better been right because he was calling him God. Who is the one who betrays you? That's what John said. John called him Lord. So Peter sinned and said, "Hey, but Lord, what about John? Hey, I'm going to die. Okay, I'll accept that, Lord. But what about John? What about him? Is he going to die, Lord? Jesus said to Peter, look at this. And this was a prophecy. If I will, and he did, that he, John, remains till I come. What is that? That's the second coming. What is that to you? You follow me. Stop paying attention to other people. That's a lesson for everybody. Stop paying attention to other people, what they're doing for the Lord. You follow Christ. So Jesus prophesied that John will see the second coming. Then the saying went around among the brethren that the disciple would not die. Now that's not what God said, but that's what they picked up. All right, now let's go back.